Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are back with the next Respawn in 5 video. Yes, I know it's been absolutely ages, but I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry to either of you that are complaining, frankly. This video is for Nekro, which is a action strategy game which is currently on Steam's early access. I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to inflict that on anybody where it's unnecessary, which sort of throws this whole video into question. But I don't really care about that. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. Now this whole bit is actually voiceover, so I'm going to go ahead and shut up for a second.
The year 499 in the common reckoning. Begin my journal. My trial is over. The sentence has come down and my execution is imminent. But what kills you only makes you stronger. Abandoned by my god, Catheros, I must accept he is dead. And go now into the service of another, a sinister god, a great evil. No matter now. I only seek revenge. Clear, take me into your fold. My soul is yours to damn.
Yeah, so we're taking revenge on the king, apparently.
These next few screens will allow you.
It's really nice that all these bits have been voice-overed, because a lot of the time, the reading's left down to us, and reading's difficult. It's, I think developers try not to put too much of it in to kind of pack as many different other aspects into the game as possible. But I like voiceovers, so yeah, good work. Choose wisely. This is where you pick your Nekro. Now there are 3 different classes here. There is the alchemist, kind of the healer, the grenadier, and of course the brawler, the melee guy. So ranged, healing, and that guy. We're gonna go with the grenadier because that's the one I wrote about. Yeah, let's just dive straight in. It's really fluid. Is the whole control system. You hold your right mouse button down, and that gives you a nice flick around of the camera. I really like as well as another part of the UI this little kind of protractor sort of thing we've got going on up here, which tells you how far your ranged attacks go. If I just attack, as we can see, we've got a skull grenade, which is pretty ordinary, isn't it? Yeah, I think you can get those in places. They're timed if you just throw them at nothing, but if you actually manage to hit someone, then they explode as soon as they hit it on contact, I think they say. And then you can consume a soul as well, which is quite imperative to raising the dead, which is what you'll do evidently. And of course there are some melons as well. Forgot what they were called for a second, which explode because this is Metal Gear Rising. Chickens, they were obviously a huge part of the game, a real cornerstone of the game, especially of this latest content patch, which is General So's Battleground Camp, something like that, and his Chicken Emporium as well, because chicken is delicious. You can dash to avoid, so you can speed. You do move sort of pretty slowly, but you can move it up like that. And oh god, that cow is mad. That cow is super mad. But I suppose in fairness, if someone lobbed an explosive skull at me, I wouldn't be best pleased. So I can't really have fault with their anger there. You know what I'm saying? Most of the enemies seem to do that weird thing where once you've got them down to a certain amount of damage, and actually so do you. Once you're at a certain amount of damage as well, you appear skinned, which is weird. But whatever you're into. And then you can just harvest these souls here. This is obviously the tutorial level of the game, so it's pretty slowly. I like this as well. You go, oh, whoops. Well, I wanted to blow that up, but obviously I've just kind of smashed it to bits anyway. And boom, there we go. And we've got a few more enemies over here. You'll notice as well that all the enemies look like farmers, which is nice, I suppose. Especially if you've got something against farmers, with all the blood and guts and gore, as comical as it is. It's great to just kind of, really release some of those farmer-based tensions. Don't like farmers. Nekro is the game for you. There's also lumberjacks, I'm pretty sure, in a little while. But they're not with us yet. You have to unlock the well, you get to them eventually. I'm pretty sure you can get to them on this level even. But yeah, really, kind of killing all these chickens doesn't massively come into play until we're a little bit further on. So really I should just go ahead and fast forward through all this bit, but I'm not going to, because, you know, I kind of like making you wait. Sorry about that. Those pigs are hilarious and very flimsy as well, which is good. I always like flimsy enemies, not that they're especially enemies, just kind of stand there being useless. Which can't be said for real life pigs, because, you know, they give us bacon, which is less useless than I am even. It would appear a troll is attacking the village. Oh no. It's okay though, because he's my mate. I don't have to fight him. He's a pal. I don't know how these guys would hang out. You know, I don't think they'd be able to find a space that would accommodate them both. As a necromancer, I'm kind of small. Ordinary sized, perhaps you'd say. If you were being discriminative. And he's very large. But, you know, it's okay because he's helping taking out dudes, and I can always use help. This game is largely about not doing stuff yourself, and in fact let everybody else do it. Of course, at this stage of the game it hasn't actually give you anything. There was a lumberjack, which you might have just seen before. My troll friend just obliterated him. And we're almost done, I think. He's giving up the ghost. Come on, there's fellas over here. Lumberjacks, your favourite. Yeah, a lot of the combat seems to involve kind of doing this whole running away whilst lobbing grenades behind you sort of thing. Oh, here he is, man of the hour. Yeah, little help, please. That's all right, buddy. Oh, and we got slow-mo kill cam. Turns into Max Payne for a second there. Victory, end of the level. It does this nice thing as well where you can just kind of wander around and finish off any remaining dudes you might have before you click to end the level. And that there is the Farmingshire Farms with 21 kills, 1 sins, 1,016 damages and 20 corpses consumed. It occasionally says something delightfully humorous there, but it hasn't appeared to do that on this occasion. Alright, I'll shut up now for whilst we do this again.
His words ring clearly in my mind. What's left of it? The undead infest these lands. It is my task to stop them. No, that's not right. Not to stop them. To control them. Harness them to my will and to that of Claire. I hear him tell of a book. A book of great power. A book of the dead. Yes, that's what he wants me to find. A book, possibly and very specifically titled Claire's 8 Easy Steps for Summoning Undead Minions and other simple recipes for every occasion and season. Now, drunk with power, mad with desire, I am dearly frightened of what I will become. I must embrace this fully, or not at all. This next task is my ultimate test. How much longer can I go on like this?
Not too sure what he was worried about there, but there we go. Yeah, so we dive straight into this, which is your upgrade screen. From here you can add new trinkets, which kind of bolster whatever abilities you've currently got. You can upgrade your health, damage, blood, move speed, trinket slot. You know all about that. So we've got a power, so let's upgrade our damage. Why not?
This is your summon screen.
Jumping over to the summon screen, this is where you can call up your minions and bring them into battle, although we can't really do that at the moment. We can do this one, the Scourge, but it's really once you unlock the rest of them that this all really kind of ramps up and gets going. Again, these got abilities which you can upgrade, which you know how that works, you've seen it all before. And then this is your pre-level kind of introduction, which is nice. And now I'm going to read it to you because, you know, I like the sound of my own voice. Dead man walking. An ignorant fool attempted to use one of Claire's devices to summon an undead army. Much to his delight, that army has killed the ignoble cretin. Now the undead roam the lands unchecked, willfully ignoring their master's call. Find the Book of Power, tame the undead, and bend the Hellspawn army to your will. Be wary. The book's power is overwhelming. Stay alive. Staying alive isn't going to be easy, or considering your particular circumstances, would it be staying dead? Well, it's food for thought anyway. Little example of the humour there, just the kind of humour that's involved here, which could be better, I think, personally. But it's nice that it doesn't take itself too seriously, because it's an odd game, really. In terms of tone, it's kind of difficult to see where it sits. Obviously, you've got this kind of gratuitous, over-the-top violence, and then like a little bit of humour in there, you know, occasionally in the writing, but not kind of consistently. So here we're just going to kind of go through and attack these zombies. Everybody likes zombies in their games, don't they? Cashing in there. I don't really think that they're cashing in. Yeah, so we can use the Scourge there as well, which we hit one, and then that kind of fucks that guy up, or fucks the floor nearby him up if you miss, like I have just done. Which is just no good, frankly. You can't be missing at this stage. I mean, come on. I'm on the 2nd level. Just hurling skulls left, right and centre here. Obviously, as you can see in the top left there, find the Book of the Dead and use it to control the zombiefs to destroy the town. Zombiefs! Not really sure why zombies wasn't good enough for these guys. Have to be called zombiefs. I'm sure maybe there's an in joke there I'm not getting, or an ordinary joke that I'm not getting. Doesn't have to be in. I tend to not get jokes all the time, frankly. And visually, the game is it's not quite unique. Well, I've done well here, haven't I? I've backed myself into a corner, bloody hell. It's very brash and stark, and I think for that it actually kind of loses a little bit of individualism. It's not the prettiest of games, but it kind of does the job, and it was made in Unity as well, which is good, I suppose. There we go, we've got the Book of the Dead. We've acquired the Book of the Dead. Now that you have the Book of the Dead, the Mando Zombies will rally to you. Let's show you the real meaning of necromancy. Okay then, well why not? I'll show you how to necromance. And there we are, they all kind of just jump in and we can stand back and watch them just walk through them all, it seems. Yeah, this is the kind of the best aspect of the game, where you can sort of manage what everybody else is doing during the battle whilst you sit and let them do the work. And in that sort of sense, it's quite a bit like Overlord, if you've ever played that Codemasters classic. And I use classic in the most generous sense of the term there, because I was never an Overlord fan, frankly. Just watch these guys tear through. Now, a lot of people compared it as well to Dungeon Keeper, which is kind of weird. Not too sure that I can see all those comparisons there. And Diablo. Got more dudes coming now. Now it's a party. Now here's the army. So we've got to destroy the town, which I guess is this weird cleaver dude. Not sure what's going on with this guy. I mean, there's a town of farmers. That's right. Get in, minions. And then there's just a big dude in a vest and a cleaver. There we go, slow-mo kill cam. So you throw that skull in there, and then they all come to adore me, look. Yes, that's right. Shower me in love. I'm here till Thursday. Anyway, I think we're looking good for this level then, aren't we? Dead man walking. 19 kills, no sins, lots of damage, and no minions summoned. But I did discover a trinket, so there we go. The use of the word trinkets is rather peculiar. Once again, I will be quiet.
3 hours after the fall of Dove Cove. The book is mine, and with it, the power to harness the undead. I feel the presence of every corpse, every decaying and rotting carcass from here to the great wastes. The deep hunger in me is sated. For now, I'm almost starting to feel this affliction is normal. I have to remind myself at times Claire's will may be confusing to mere mortals. Hippogriffs, gargantuan inflamed earth-sign creatures, and even undead demigods. But unerring faith is necessary for a job well done. When Claire sends us hither and yon, we do not ask why. When Claire tells us to hang freshly eviscerated human corpses from the roofs as decoration, our natural response may have once been, ew. But no more. Now it is only, is this paisley pattern etched into this man's hind flank pleasing to thine unholy malevolence? For this reason, I overstay my welcome in Dove Cove, burning it to the ground. First one roof, then another, ablaze with fire. Water is an unnecessary hindrance. Let this motherless town burn.
Well, that was a right old tirade, wasn't it? Probably got a little bit wound up there, I seem to think. Right, let's add something to the health, because we like that. We've got another sin here, but we still can't get the other summon, so we will we'll add it to amplified agony. Hurried torment, amplified agony, and plentiful corruption. Kind of sound like they're metal band names. Write one of those down. Alright, let's crack on, shall we? Death to Dove Cove, an excerpt from Baron Bodacy's life. Bob's butchery franchises have begun popping up throughout the King's domain. The only requirement for ownership is that one looks and sounds exactly like the original Bob, and be named Bob. Every piddling town, meagre hamlet, and shoddy outpost seems to have one of these annoying meat peddlers in them. I pine for the long-lost days of family-owned butchery. Clear's fanatical destruction of these carnivorous treat dispensers en route to the king may be an indication of the most insidious and damning character trait known to man or god. Clear is a vegan. Down with the meat-centric killing of the innocent. From here on out, the minions of Clear will practice only low-fat, whole-grain, gluten-free killing of the innocent, which is nice. Let's crack on then. So this level is going to take us 5 minutes and 59 seconds apparently. So yeah, I hope you guys were in for the long jaunt on this one. Not that any of my videos typically are especially short. Here we go, here come the undead. I suppose for the moment these are my minions, but the game does kind of expand a little bit after a while. Probably after the third level, which isn't really too much to ask unless you're hurrying your way through a YouTube video, a la me. So hopefully I'll get to use the scourge a little more this time, so I can kind of show you a little bit more about what that does. See if my fan club here can get to work and stop just idolising me. Come on guys, there are lumberjacks to kill. Look at that guy, he's probably the chief lumberjack. He deserves all your undead wrath. Oh, one of them slipped through and is coming after me. I didn't use the scourge then. This is one of those games where I kind of forget about the other abilities that you have, and a lot of the time I'm just in there kind of blowing stuff up myself, and I forget that I've got this super powerful ability, Scourge. It's being kind of slow. Here we go, so let's use it on this guy. Or we could miss. There we go, that worked, didn't it? And as you can see at the bottom, just down here, that's recharging now. So it's a limited use kind of thing, or it is until you wait for it to recharge. Now once you can summon minions, that's when harvesting bodies actually comes into play, because at that point you need their blood to be able to turn corpses into minions, all of which we'll get to soon, so I'm not 100% sure why I'm trying to explain it now, but it's probably just that I've got 4 minutes of killing lumberjacks to sort of get through. So, you know, we need something to talk about, don't we? We need, otherwise the silence would just be a bit awkward. You know, maybe you'd leave, or maybe I'd leave. I've thought about it several times already, I won't lie. I like this level because of the fire, essentially. It's, well, it's not the prettiest fire you'll ever see, but it lends a real visual overtone to the proceedings as we burn down Dove Cove. Yeah, oh yeah. See, our mission here is to hold off the King's forces while Dove Cove burns, but these are the King's forces. It's not, you know, where are his knights? It's just a load of farmers. I understand that it probably sounds like I have some sort of personal vendetta against farmers, but I actually really don't. Just seeing if I can coax any more undead to my aid, but no, apparently not. It's just me as this. Come on fellas, have at them. Skin them, as you saw they were doing. And here's vested Butcher Man. Entirely deserved of a scourge there, I think. I'm just going to try and run away, because if I died that would be terribly embarrassing, wouldn't it? I'd probably have to stop making videos forever and go and die in a hole. Or maybe not, maybe that's too much of a bit an overreaction if anything, but you know, maybe not. suppose that would depend on exactly how much you warrant one's ability on Nekro, a game you might not have played yet, because it's in early access. It does have, obviously right at the start there we saw the three classes that you could choose from, and there are another 2 coming still. The box was there waiting for them, so I presume that they'll turn up either upon the game's release, which is set for Q2 this year, which is nice and vague, Captain Vague there with his release schedules. Or perhaps they'll be part of a content patch while it's still in early access. A lot of the stuff which is involved in this one, there was a content patch which I mentioned earlier, the General So's battle, something or other in Chicken Emporium. That was all. There was loads of brand new stuff in that, and that's literally just come out. And again, as we say, game's in early access. One of the other things is that this game was kickstarted, which is nice, I suppose. I suppose Kickstarter and then Steam Early Access is natural progression for games these days. Straight from one to the other. This is actually the first early access game I've ever bothered trying. Just because of the amount of crap there is out there. But then again, if you watch enough of Jim Sterling's videos, then you'll tend to think that everything out there is crap. So, it's all about balance. It's all about balance, just like everything in life. A little bit of ice cream is good for you, apparently. But too much is not. Again, apparently. So not that the conversation's running dry or anything, but how are you? Yeah? You doing okay? Good. Well, we've only 26 seconds left of this, so, you know, you can be thankful for that at least. One more bearded, vested butcher guy, horrendously out of place. I reckon we can finish him off before the time limit runs out. Come on, lad, don't just stand there looking at him, sucking him off. There we go. Oh, and a couple of lumberjacks as well for good luck, why not? And of course the way the mission tends to end is that you need to, you need to leave combat to properly end the level. So, gotta finish everybody off first, and then we're done. Death to Dove Cove. 62 kills and things. Barrels exploderated 0, which is good because I don't remember exploderating anything, frankly. Not barrels or even people with my exploding skulls. Here we go again then.
The melodies of activity and vitality waft forth from miles before me. In my youth, I enjoyed such things. Taste of spring, feel of the air on my body, but most especially the sight of youthful rapscallions in their festively tight pantaloons.
This one's a bit weird, isn't it?
Now that I no longer have such earthly concerns, my task at hand is in clear focus before me. With great ardor and zeal, I must expunge these newly offensive sensations. I am become death, destroyer of worlds, ender of all things, but especially those things right over there.
Right, well, let's go get those things right over there then, shall we? That seem to have infuriated him to the point of babbling incoherently. Something I know very much about, as you know. You can now knock on a new summon. Hooray! Now here is the point where the game really kind of picks up and gets going and expands and opens out. So we can, with our 3 sins, which we've accumulated up here at the top, we can choose either the skeleton dude, you can kind of see there, or the zombie. But since we've already had the zombie, let's go with the Skellebones, inventively titled, and unlock that bad boy. There he is. You can actually choose the 2. You can just choose an archer if you want. You get that for free in with him. But we're going to go with the hacky slashy ones because I find the archers just tend to run in anyway. So you know, what's the point if they're not going to stand far away and actually try and maintain their lives? The mining town of Wizwag. Many years ago, this mining town was a free-held co-op run by the People's Society for the responsible use of Mother Nature and all her bountiful blessings. The king seized it and kicked the rockers out. The king's claim was ostensibly that PSRUMNAHBB is an unpronounceable acronym, but it was clearly to serve his war effort. Destruction of the town will halt the supply of metal to the king and further slow his war. The the story's a little bit all over the place, if we're honest with ourselves. I don't know what's going on, and I don't really know. I've listened. I've tried to listen. I certainly picked up when he started talking about festively tight pantaloons. Anyway, so as you can see at the bottom here, we've now got a new summon, which we can hover over this guy and turn him into one of our dudes, which is handy. And then he gets all up in this farmer's face, and the farmer is skinned and then takes to running around crazily. Now you have to absorb the blood, as you can see, and then let it come back, so we can go and make this guy one of our mates as well. And we'll wait for this one to finish him off. Now we need, as you can see, we've got some blood down. We need the blood, so we've got to consume this fella, and we need some more even then as well. Fortunately though, chickens, their blood does count. So the next fella we see, we can change. Now this next bit is rather interesting as well, because using number 1, we can get this fella along with us. So now we've got a real little army of weirdos, haven't we? A couple of skeletons and a space hopper. It would be good if it was a space hopper. Oh, we lost a dude. That's okay, because we've got another one. And we're going to just come down here now and acquire this fella. Target threats on their own by using R, which is pretty straightforward. To be honest, they're actually pretty much clever enough to go ahead and get stuck in the right places anyway. But if you want to give them a little bit of direction, which is again where the strategy tends to come in, you can do by hitting R and run through the battle there. See that? That was brave, wasn't it? They don't call me brave for nothing. Let's see, who can we turn? We'll turn this guy into one of ours. I can not be smashed in the face. And this guy. We'll have to consume their blood. Of course, yeah, the problem is by the time I've gone through and actually started to consume enough blood and animate some corpses into my skeletal friends, the big guy with the cleavers killed them all, which is less than satisfactory, if I'm honest. Yeah, we've got another pumpkin over here. So all of a sudden, we're relatively early on, and there's a whole new element to the game now, a whole new, army amassing game, and I really like it. I think it's awesome. It's fun. It'd be cool. Now, this may happen further on in the game, at a stage that I've not actually gotten to, which is entirely plausible. It's great that you can turn chickens into your skeleton guys as well. There's no discrimination there. But perhaps further in the game you get to amass a slightly larger army, but from what I've played so far, it tends to be relatively small scale, this sort of thing. It doesn't get a massive amount bigger than this. Don't forget to use your Scourge for maximum damage. Take those cows out. You know what I mean? Wow, they really do go for it. Boom! See, I managed to... A little bit of environmental damage there. Got the old fireworks, which you may have seen. I don't know, did you see it? You might well have missed it, I don't know. And here comes the undead as well. If you manage to find a grave at any point, the undead just naturally come to your aid. You don't need to change corpses into them or anything like that. We're back. See, we've maxed a nice little army again here now. Again, they're just not strong enough at the moment for them to really do any of my bidding. They can just kind of walk in there like cannon fodder and get their faces blown off, essentially. But that's fine. I'm happy with that. It's a risk I'm willing to take. To quote Lord Farquaad. Yeah, look, I don't know why I said that either. Actually, have managed to lose a good bit of health, but we got him. Kill cam. I'm just going to wade in here in slow motion and get that. And we can just wander through, consume some blood, walk over a crate. And I reckon that's about it. About it. Granville. Jackie O murders too. So I guess that's a pumpkin murder. So they did 2. I had about 6 of them things. Here we go.
499. In his magnum opus, Life, the philosopher Baron Boddesy once famously asked, "What is life? How does it differ from death?" The question itself is non-cupatory. Life is, as I am alive, I am not dead. Therefore, life and death's fundamental difference is inaperate. I must disagree, as I'm no longer alive, yet the throes of death have yet to take me. Maybe I'll raise the good Boddesy and see how he feels on the subject now. I'd venture his views have been somewhat altered.
Perhaps. Or maybe they haven't. Who can say for sure? So we unlocked another trinket here. Lord of the Fungus, the Death Cab Mushroom injects a crippling poison into its victim. But I'm probably not going to bother with another trinket, so I'm going to go with some more health. And I've got another one, so let's put that into blood so we can better get these summons all upgraded. The Nekro holds the bones of his victims, creating an apparition. Increases the Skellebone's unit cap by 1. And the Raging Boner, another example of the great humour here, rejects death, arguing that he's already dead. Allows the Skellebones to come back to life, and draws a dark power from deep inside. It increases his armour. So I think we want to increase our armour, and we've got another one, so let's just do that one as well. I forgot what I clicked. The Haunted Bogs, the Haunted Fields, a foul place of stinky bogs and stinky wildlife. You arrive in time for the annual Harvest Festival, set just a fortnight after the last forced celebration. The annual Fate, for all things purple, which is in itself is a mere fortnight after the annual Smithy Jubilee. Is that a typo, or am I reading it wrong? I don't know. The Harvest Festival is one of the many mandatory autumnal celebrations imposed by. I'm really messing this up. Let's move on, shall we? Right, so we got a Souls meter this time, so I suppose my real task here is just to enchant this Jacobot. Oh, we got some undead here. We'll have that fella, another Jacobot, and we'll have that fella as well. No, we won't. We'll just blow him up. There we go. Come on, friends, kill that lumberjack. Look at him. Look at those checks. I mean, honestly, who would go out in those checks? See, they managed to carve through that guy quite well then, didn't they? There's actually a few of them left, which is a nice change. Let's join in with this guy. I'll get this guy to join even. We're not joining in with him. Oh no. I don't know what these weird things are that follow you around, but you know, the more the merrier, I suppose. Vested, bearded butcher man. Is that a beard or is that loads of cigars? I can't tell. There's a cow involved, but luckily this pumpkin is taking it out. This is a weird game. Plenty of chickens in here that we could turn into Skellebones if we were feeling so inclined. I think if you turn a cow into a Skellebones, that should it should be a real massive minion of yours, shouldn't it? Come on, agree with me. I do enjoy those physics. They should just have loads of exploding scenery about the place. That'd be great. It's a good job I don't make games, really. Oh dear. Now the pumpkin is being trodden to death by a cow. Did it get you? You can be one of my minions instead. Right, let's get a shifty on, shall we? Because we've got some souls to collect. Come on, guys, keep up. I'm not exactly the fastest mover, and you are lollygagging behind. Lollygagging, that's a weird word, isn't it? See, also at this stage, the game does turn into a bit of a run into battle first, and then just hammer in your mouse button. keep throwing skulls and running away, which, you know, is fine, it works. I suppose that's generally the format for these types of games, isn't it? I totally play them. Don't worry. Another sin there. And we've got enough to make another minion, as our team has been filed down to 2 now. I'm trying to run away. Ah! Don't be throwing your meat cleavers at me. That's dangerous. You could have somebody's eye out with that, or beard off. Just to give you something you can relate to there. The Dunlop man. The Dunlop man moonlighting as a chef. And just as I get another guy, this lumberjack takes out all my dudes. So managing you guys is really important, and managing whether you need blood or not as well is another one of those. There we go. Let me animate that corpse. This is one of the cool environmental things you can do, which actually we'll find another one because there's no guys around here anymore. Here we go, there's another one. Where are they gone? They're going to come out here in a second. Here we go. They seem remarkably unfazed by me stood here. There we go, finally here. Now if you hit your scourge on this one, and it turns into a fiery thing, which really has just kind of stopped me from getting to the battle, allowing big meat cleaver guy to take out all my dudes. So not that helpful in this occasion, but you know, you can see where we're going with it. I like that these guys carry anvils around seemingly in their pockets. I mean, look at how manly they are. The massive beard. Ow. Huge hammer. I really am quite close to dying. And here we go with the... and you can see now as well, actually, that my dude has been skinned. Look at that, that's disgusting, isn't it? Managed to do it in the end. At this stage I feel like I should probably apologise to the developers for my raging incompetency. Sorry for showing off your game in such a bad light by being dreadful. You must target a corpse to summon a creature, I know that. That's what I was doing, but evidently not. Here we go, I've attracted a farmer. Yeah, one of the moves you can do, which I didn't really go into too much detail on earlier, was if you lay a skull down on the floor, you can use your melee. Ow. Uh-oh. I may be about to die. I'm taking to my runaway tactic. See, this is it. I have not managed to raise any souls, any minions, and now I'm on the verge of death. See how vital they are to the game. You've literally got no chance. Great. And I use the scourge just as he dies. Well, that is fantastic. But now we've got one. Have we got enough blood to do another? No, we do not. So let's consume that fellow. Oh god, and there's more of them. It's bloody never ending around here. Bloody lumberjacks. Farmers. Anyway, as I was saying, your melee is on Q. So that's this fella. Ow. And what you can do is if you stick a skull on the floor, which I will try to show you. There we go. And then you hit Q, and it fires it off in the general direction of one of the other bad guys. And supposedly does a little bit more damage. Here we go. Bang, and he's dead. 6.4. What? Let's just carry on. We're almost at we're almost full of souls here. Full of souls. Soulless. And yeah, it's this stage again where we just kind of start hammering. Oh god, they've taken out my only other minion. Well, I think we're going to be okay, folks. You know, we've managed to scare him off back into the... See, I like these kind of visual cues. Everything's got this little outline here. That's quite nice. Again, I don't think it's enormously individual, but it's rather stark. It's really brash. The colours, you can see here, all the mix of... We've got kind of oranges and reds and browns and greens and all sorts in there. It's really... Is that a new trinket I've acquired? End of the level, I'll have a look. The Haunted Bogs. Giant flaming bears found. 0. That's unfortunate, isn't it? I didn't actually see what trinket that was that I acquired. So let's have a quick look at this one, shall we? And I reckon it's probably about time. All we're going to do is we're going to skip past this fella once we can. If we can we? No.
As a servant of my former god Catheros, I was compelled to abandon such savage instincts.
Savage instincts.
Services, I have come to embrace my
the most savage of all is probably the tendency to narrate.
I cannot allow myself to become corrupted by
he says savagely.
greed and a lust for power is what drives all those at viticulture. The next place I have deemed unworthy of life on my hellish march.
Viticulture.
A once simple town, now suffocated under the tyrannical rule of the Right Honourable the Lord Mayor Biscuit, whose pump...
Ah, the Lord Mayor Biscuit. See, Total Biscuit has had a little hand in this. I'm not 100% sure on the story, but I think he did the developers quite the favour during its Kickstarter phase, and now he's you can unlock a hat trinket, which is it gives you certain powers, and Total Biscuit's voice pops up, which, you know, depending on your disposition towards Total Biscuit, will either be a delightful and cloying inclusion, or you'll just find it kind of boorish and annoying. So what was this do? Boom bomb. Nothing makes a boom like a boom bomb. Boom bomb owner's manual. Every 10th unit killed will explode violently, dealing massive damage. Well, we like that. We can't say no to that. So let's, if we unlock a trinket slot and bang that one in there. We got a few. Oh, we got loads of sins here. But we can't unlock any of these other guys yet. Airborne, meat mouth, dark seed. I'm pretty sure you get different options as you when you play as different classes. So there's all that kind of all that content to unlock there and consume. Let's just upgrade these. I'm actually going to end the video, so there's no real point in me doing any of this, you know, because we're ages into it now. If you've lasted this long, then, you know, fair play to you, because Christ, you have the tenacity that I don't. Yeah, so the Nekro is fun. It's really fast and fluid, even though it sometimes doesn't look like it. There's quite a lot going on there. It's still in early access, so as long as there's plenty of content pumped through into it, which it does seem like, you know, there's a lot of variation going on there with your different classes and their various abilities, and if we can kind of get a little bit more of the minions, a little bit more of them further on in the game, then, you know, why not? It's on early access at the moment. You can read what I thought about it if listening to my voice wasn't enough from our earlier post. This has been Respawn in 5 playing Nekro. Goodbye.
This is the worst moment of my entire life.